Good morning. This is Dr. Mia Lueth. It is Thursday, June 20th, 2024, uh, 7:18 a.m. And hello. Uh, I This is pretty much how I wake up in the morning. I don't need to do costumes and makeup and any of that kind of stuff. Well, this is a documentary, so you get what you get, which is, this. But I've been learning how to do costume makeup in case I actually do perform live. Who knows? Uh, it's in the works. It's just, that's something I wouldn't be doing alone. And with functional neurological disorder, which is, yeah, some of it can be psychosomatic. However, okay, there isn't as much known about it because the people who have been working on looking at Parkinson's disease, which is uh, Michael J. Fox, okay, he's the one that a lot of people know because he's a public person. Okay. So I don't have Parkinson's like Michael J. Fox, but there are some of us who also have a neurological movement disorder. Okay. Now, there are facets of it that are exactly like Parkinson's. They present exactly like Parkinson's, or manifest. You understand? No. We didn't make that manifest. Okay. No, we didn't do this to ourselves. No, it's not our fault. Yeah, that's just the plain truth of it. Uh, but now people are beginning to understand that if the sooner you catch Parkinson's, okay, the sooner you can either rule it in or rule it out. Okay, so if you've got 3 to 5 of the core symptoms, keep pressing to see a proper neurologist. Okay, keep pressing to see a proper neurologist. All right, but there are things that when the people with Parkinson's, like Michael J. Fox, they don't have time. Well, neither do we. Okay, people with functional neurological disorder. All right, I'm gonna go through some things here really quickly. Right now, I'm typing. Please read the description. And for people who don't like doing that, okay, but you can't come at me with anything unless you've read all that, okay? Right. And you also have to be over 21 to participate in chat, okay? If you're not over 21 and you watch, okay, I mean, I can't stop you from doing that. But in order to participate, these are mature topics and some of them too heavy for certain people right now, okay? And some people might need to have someone else check to make sure that you're going to be okay watching this and that you understand and it's not going to cause you too much stress, okay? But that is why I'm doing it, and I make it known these are not for kids. However, if it says education or any other type of thing, I can tell you I have certifications and the qualifications. Trainer, PhD. I'm not a medical doctor, but I've had some field medical training for emergencies and other types of things. Right. So that's a little bit about my background, but I do ask that because I need mature conversation here. Right. I mean, we can have some fun, and that's okay. And if you just pop in and make fun of me, that's okay. There are some things it's okay, but I am now typing that now. Please read the description before entering chat, and I am explaining why again. Uh, Before entering chat, 21. It's the internet is worldwide. I could be blocked places outside of the U.S. There's nothing I can do about that. They have their own rules. Uh, but in the U.S., I really should. I be blocked. I can prove everything I'm saying. And anybody wants to accuse me of scamming or spamming, you're going to court. So I think YouTube needs to, yes, take a look at one thing anyway. Say, well, in the U.S., I'm telling you straight honest truth, YouTube, and you know what I'm saying? That's not something you're allowed to censor in the U.S. So if I got to go to court, I'm going to court. I gave PNC opportunities to do the right thing, but they seem to think that they run my ministry and they trying to do the thinking for God. And well, I can't help them anymore, so they get sued as well. I've got them straight by the cojones. By the way, lawyers. Yeah, some lawyers, you're not gonna have to do a lot of work, but that means you're not gonna be charging me full price. Okay, please read the description before entering chat. 21 plus, mature conversation. Okay, that doesn't mean we're gonna be talking about pornography all the time. Mature conversation and heavy topics may be discussed. Okay. If you want to watch any of these and they're too long, here's what you do. Okay. On YouTube, even free YouTube, there's a little rotary wheel, and that's for settings and other types of things. And if you look, when you're watching a video, it says playback speed. Okay. You can speed me up. And so the quiet spaces in between, some of which I need in order to properly start looking at parts and pieces of what I've already got and making a documentary out of it. So I have certain things that I've been working on and looking at in terms of, so I know that this place is where most of it is filmed. And I am working on blocking out a few things so that I have a more consistent uh, overall look at certain things. And as I'm viewing, I am seeing some things that might look like possible paranormal activity, possible. Some of it isn't. But if there's anybody who wants to take a look, especially maybe beginning September 2022 to mid 2023, there may be some things that I missed, or that I just got used to that someone else sees. And if you do, please, if you think you see something that indicates paranormal activity that I missed, just go ahead and type in the comment section, because I get those right away. And so I can hopefully respond to you as quickly as possible. I can't always do that. Okay. You got to understand, I am not meant to be reached 24 hours a day. Okay. Right. But I mean, unless I'm actively on a case, and I'm not on a paranormal spiritual case. So, but that is why I ask. And so that people can understand, you can interrupt me while I'm talking and just put up on there. I look at this screen, the chat screen. Uh, so people I know, if you just want to say hi, that's fine. You can interrupt me as long as you're 21 or over. Okay. Um, that's fine. It's fine. And heavy topics may be discussed. So, anyway, so that's why I put that up there. So, I just put it up there again. I have to be careful. Speaking of functional neurological disorder, yeah, I really shouldn't have a cup without a lid. I mean, I use my one coffee cup that way, but it's not to say accidents haven't happened when, So, trying to put on makeup with symptoms that are very similar to Parkinson's. Apparently, different part of the brain. What the thing is that the sooner you can rule out Parkinson's, the sooner you can look at other movement disorders. So I am, a scholar in that way, and I know the research, and I know where the proper research can be found, and it's sort of, it's not some sort of gray area, okay, but you have to be sure that it is not Parkinson's. Okay, you got to be sure. Adopted people may not have their family medical history. Okay, but biological people can have that too. People die, uh, leave and just disappear, leave their family. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So there are reasons, not just for adopted people, but in the United States, at least the state of Maryland. Okay, what I can say is that in some ways it might. I'm not saying it should be a federal thing, but at least in the state of Maryland, adopted people should at least have known a family tree without names on it. Picture of a tree, branches, and right without names on it. So anything that's known, right, medically, that kind of thing, it should be required. Okay, not because people aren't going to adopt a child that could have an illness or could. It's because things like Parkinson's, for a long time, genetically speaking, can be traced. It may be that repeated blows to the head can trigger certain neurological responses that start a syndrome, right? Which then triggers. Yes, you may not have a Parkinson's gene. I don't know. Okay, people, geneticists kind of know some things, right? And it's not fake information. So anyway, that's why I do that. And I spend a lot of time. I've spent a lot of time in physical therapy, spent a lot of time talking to doctors, medicine review. I mean, I have to do a medicine review at least once a year. My general practitioner for a follow-up appointment doesn't have anything until September. And there's a specialist that I need to see. And I mean, I'm pressed to make an appointment. I may not be able to see that person until next year. You understand? I mean, excuse me, Social Security says go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor. But Social Security, I have something in writing. The point blank says after 2 years, I should be on Medicare as well. So you guys are pressing me for information that I don't have for you. And also, I applied in 2007. And no, I didn't get better. I just learned how to work sick. And unfortunately, even though I am the kind of temperament and personality that can handle really high stress jobs under high pressure because of medical conditions, no, I'm not. Okay? No, I'm not. And I can tell when I'm getting brain fog. I have, PTSD more and more, right, is known. Okay? I talk and I want to put this out because if I can put out information or perspectives or something that I found out in the process of getting a proper medical diagnosis so that it saves some people a little bit of trouble or time, then that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Can't assume I have a long, healthy life ahead of me because, well, it surely isn't looking that way. Okay. Don't tell me to fight. Fight what? Fight who? Fight goodness? All right, there's nothing wrong with having integrity, but there is something wrong, Social Security, with a doctor who I gave you information on, okay, when I applied in 2007, and then again in 2013. That guy, Thomas Burke, how I didn't know. Well, the trust factor went right down the window because, right, he got indicted. He was, I don't know, right. There was one time I left his office, I was crying because he was all in a pissy mood and decided to jump down my throat for some reason. I don't know. All I know is that I had to cold turkey stop taking my medication because I couldn't get a hold of his doctor's office. Okay? He was proceeding illegally. Uh, so hopefully I can be heard at this level without um, the headset. I don't have a wireless headset. I returned it. It wasn't what I needed. So I return it. Uh, but the ones that are wired, those I need. And I don't want to walk around with wires attached to my laptop because sometimes I forget. And I don't want to drag my laptop onto the floor. Yes, I mean, hopefully it rips off my headphones before it does that, but I can't take chances. So normally, if I drink liquid, it's got to be in a cup. with a lid. Otherwise, it's going to be on me. I only filled it up a certain amount, and this is a big, it even says big yellow cup. It's a big yellow cup. I like smoked brisket. Texas, I like smoked brisket, and I cannot lie. My other brothers, sisters can't deny Texas brisket gets me sprung when you put it in my face. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's Dickie's Barbecue, and occasionally, once a month, I will order a delivery food treat, and I sometimes order brisket. And a lot of times it comes to me dry and yucky, but I still eat it. I can't. DoorDash got some things to work out. And delivery people need to pay attention to instructions. If delivery people can't read English, then how are they able to follow the instructions? Okay, I don't understand. There's a big sign on my door. I mean, well, that's why Walmart. That's why I'm once again gonna drop the Walmart Plus. Right. I mean, I got something that said my one order was delayed. So I didn't go outside. It was like 70 degrees outside and check. Then I rescheduled it because you said it was running way behind. I got a text. But apparently that's not true. It was sitting outside since 5:39 and it was 7 something when I discovered my groceries. So everything, right. Well, they put it in the wrong place and I got the wrong notification. Well, screw you people. Can't read directions. Delivery drivers, you don't earn your money. I mean, you got to earn that tip. And you sure as balls don't get petty if somebody has issues with your service, which I do now numerous times. There's instructions right on the front door that says point blank, apartments 3 through 7 are inside the door. Leave all packages inside unless the door is locked. Read English. Pay more attention to instructions. Crippled and disabled people rely on you. There have been occasions where I am not physically able to even walk down those stairs. This building was built before building codes were popular. So, no, they're not nice stairs. It's like if I can get up and down them, I've done something in a day. But there are times when I physically cannot do that. And people tell me you haven't taken years off my life. Well, I'm getting damages. And likely I will be passed on. So I need to figure out who I'm going to leave these damages to. Well, it's not going to be anyone in the 21084 zip code. You're all legally absolved. Go away. Too bad. Right. And I like responsible people. And I said I have business with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and I do. Okay? Catfishers. Just stop. If you are not in the United States of America and you are asking people in the United States of America for money, just stop. The predator is within the United States of America. Well, God sent me, and you denied God. So I had to move on. Mr. Bradley Marlon Evans has no legal responsibility and will receive nothing. Absolved of all of that. Bye bye. Mr. Gordon Kelly Jones agreed to be my emergency contact, but then hung up when I had an emergency. Okay. He's just no good at all. And I was hoping his children would at least, right, get clear of it and get some better perspectives and not listen to him anymore. Okay. His kids got some unfair shit happen to them. And they're decent people in some ways. So, regardless, no legal, nothing. You don't get nothing. Okay? Good. All right. Now, see, financial losses. I'm going after some people for some financial loss. I'm going after some people for slander. I'm going after, right, 2 doctors. Oh, yeah, that's malpractice. There is no doubt. Clean. Court clean. Oh, I'm not going to waste court's time. It's going to come back quick. Right. This one's going to happen quickly. Yes. I'm not on trial here. And anyone who tests me who isn't the creator of all things, not a good idea. And who the hell is trying to compete with me? Okay, I did not enter into a competition. I live in Elkton, Maryland. That's Elkton. I do have business with the Federal Bureau of Investigation because some catfisher or scammer or someone who has an issue that I don't understand. Okay, well, the FBI gets paid and they can do their job. My main concern is that, yep, that individual gets the help they need, whatever it may be. And yes, leaves me the hell alone. Obviously, individual did not give a flying fuck that I was sick. Okay, PNC, that was totally predatory. Bank of America, you're sunk already. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll prove it. No one needs to prove themselves to me. Right. I don't need that. But Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, here's the thing. The National Hockey League at least admitted in public by scratching some scratch marks on the Stanley Cup. Okay? Okay. If you rock and rollers are going to be bitching about the U.S. government and what they're hiding and blah, 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 blah. All righty. Well, let's just find out who survives in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Don't open your mouths. If you don't really know what the fuck you are talking about. No, you're not on the cutting edge of anything. Okay. Ice hockey's not really that dangerous. Well, it is if you play in the National Hockey League, but the people who sign contracts to play in the National Hockey League know that. Right. I mean, there's no way. You can't go a whole National Hockey League season without getting some kind of injury somehow. It just doesn't happen. It's not realistic. But I'm talking about the musicians. No, I'm not law enforcement. But that doesn't mean I'm okay to be breaking the laws of the land. What the flock? Just criminals, leave me the fuck alone, man. All you gotta do is leave me out of it. But I don't know what it is, law enforcement. They just. I'm like, what are you saying to me? I will hold that against you in a court of law if you don't shut the fuck up. Okay, well then, right. Too bad, I mean, abusive. You're abusive. You can't do that. You can't let some of these abusive clients be anywhere near some of these clients who are still healing and recovering and didn't do anything to anyone. And no, it's not a test from God. And no, it's not a punishment from God. Sit down, liars. By the way, I can't. Paid liars, actors. Listen, I can't watch anything with Danny Masterson in it, and I've tried. He just put a stain on all that shit. So those of you who got tricked by a really good liar, listen. Make absolutely sure that he does not get any royalties from anything that he did. Okay? That's how you should be looking at this. I know some of it's probably really good. I tried. Right. I was watching something and it was something to do with Kevin Costner. And there's Masterson, and I couldn't even look at the fucker. So, gentlemen of at least the United States of America, okay, listen. Life is not a game. Masons, Do you hear me? Because all those who went like that, they came from nothing. They went back to nothing. Right? Is that what you want? I am leaving it up to one House of Mason. They owe me damages, and that needs to happen today. PNC, Upper Bay, Bank of America, certain other places. I suggest you just settle out of court with me. FBI, well, I've got all the evidence, and I did keep Elkton PD informed as to the happenings. No. If this motherfucker's doing it to me, likely doing it to something else. He's not working alone. It may not be a he, it might be a she. And there might be a he and she working together. And the reason I'm using my Department of Homeland Security, no fear, whistleblower protection, is because I saw federal law enforcement officers doing really stupid shit and wasting a lot of time and money. And there are people who have firearms in the United States who are a danger to their own selves. NRA, just stick to legal handguns and long arms. And don't let anybody become a member unless they've done some sort of training on suicide safety when it comes to firearms. Sober handling of firearms is number one, highest priority. Okay, plenty of you do not make good witnesses because you have not been proceeding forth soberly. Rock and rollers! You will have to have your brain checked and go through some medical things before anybody's really going to listen to you anyway. Just shut up about it, Tom DeLong. Find some musical friends and put it in the music. I do not appreciate friendly fire. I suggest that people just take the royalty hit when it comes to Masterson. And let's not have that stuff pushed out to the public. If you made shit with Masterson, just forget about the goddamn royalties. Let's not push shit that has Masterson in it. Wait at least 10 years, man. At least. Gentlemen, okay? Life is not a game. When you lose, it's not a game. And the paid liars, otherwise known as actors who did actually get, bamboozled, well, he's a paid liar. I'm sure he knows how to lie to the liars. Also, there is one who set a trap. I can't help that one. I have no idea, but fell in his or her own trap. I have no other choice. Jesus is your only way. Well, then you can tell him no. All right. Mr. Larry Bathon. Freeze him out of work, everybody. Right. What his daughter needs is to be far away from him and to be in the right hands and being given the right kind of, yes, daily treatment. She needs to be an inpatient somewhere, safe from him. So any restoration jobs need to happen in Elkton. Freeze out. He gets no further RFPs. Do you understand? Accused me of something right to my face, had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. Bullying and pushing me around. I was recovering from rape and fucking torture, and this dipshit with his severely ill daughter, who should be an inpatient somewhere where she can get the proper care. Freeze him out. No RFPs for Bathon builders anymore. We need some restorationists in Elkton, please. Preservationists, high wealthy people. Yeah, I'll tell you what's worth time and money. And what isn't. Been here long enough. So now it is We Are Elkton, okay? The good, the bad, and the ugly. There are ways to pick up the pace a little, but they can't go big city pace. And you can't expect them to. Noise ordinances should be enforced in the United States of America. Bitch about it all you want. It's not going to change a thing. Functional neurological disorder can cause symptoms that are similar to Bell's palsy, can cause issues with the digestional tract of a wide variety. It attacks the whole freaking thing. If I ever say it's all in your heads, I quite literally mean it. And don't be coming at me with some stupid smarmy shit unless you want to do that face to face. Okay, what I'm saying is because it's trained into us. Well, if it's trained in, it can be trained back out. Okay, well, it took so long for me to get a diagnosis. Some of these physical damages are permanent. I'm permanently disabled, people. Oh, I'm sure it's all the disabled people's faults, too. Yeah, we're the problem. Who's putting pressure on me? I will get my answers one way or the other. Do not accuse people in the United States of anything online if they have not gone through a court of law and been found guilty of something. So freedom of speech does not protect you all the time, assholes. Sure, I'll stay alive, miserable and sick with no quality of life just for you. Right. So we are getting tested in a court of law. Your First Amendment rights do not overrule somebody else's civil rights or their privacy or their emotional well-being. You fucked with the wrong woman, is what happened. So even if I pass away in the middle of making this, even because that is a possibility with me, hyperkalemia can kill me. So it's already out there, man. You're already screwed, Mr. Thomas McCabe. You, the one law enforcement officer who I know and who I have worked with in the federal government, you, Mr. Thomas McCabe, are a piece of walking excrement in flesh. And somebody should have stopped you a long time ago. I know a lot of law enforcement officers, and the only one I'm naming is Thomas McCabe of Homeland Security. That's why I'm using my DHS No Fear whistleblower protection. It's already out. Somebody is going to take care of it. Even if I drop dead today, it's too late. So those of you in the United States thinking that your First Amendment rights overrule other people's civil rights, privacy, blah, 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 you're wrong. We don't have to tolerate it. We don't. Yeah, I'm a musician. This is true. But right now, I'm just leaving that for when I go to Elkton State Park. I'll be in the woods. I'll be in the quiet. I'll get some music out of me. It helps me vent. But I don't put harm in it. Some of you put harm in your music. It's not okay. Everything is not okay. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Some of you are going to get removed. Thomas McCabe, Homeland Security. No. Just no. Just absolutely no. No. I'm going after McCabe. And both female and male law enforcement officers complain about Mr. Thomas McCabe to me. This is not a Me Too thing. This is that guy should never have been allowed to get that far in the first place. And if you want to know why the OJT program was going so slowly, it's because he stopped giving a shit long time ago. Wasting a lot of people's time and money. And teaching people using pornography terms. No, that's a hard no. Full stop. I am the wall who's going to run over Thomas McCabe. And if I miss him, I want another one to do it. Not to be tolerated. He's smited.